Hi, I'm Dalo, and today we are troubleshooting a no charge condition on this 2011 Peugeot Ion. Let's get started. So this car was dropped off at the shop, and the customer states that it will not charge. You can still drive the car, no fault codes, but it simply won't charge. And the first thing I tried was to replicate the issue. So I plugged it in here at the shop, and I could just hear some clicks going on, and there was a cooling fan, water pump that started, but then it just instantly shuts off and it doesn't want to charge. Since I also have the quick charger here at the shop, I of course tried the CHAdeMO outlet also that this vehicle has, but it did not work either. I just couldn't establish a connection. Then I tried some other stuff. Let's see, I have some different fault code readers that I initially tried, but I think I tried maybe 4 different ones, but I couldn't establish a proper connection to the vehicle and read the codes. But then I turned to the internet and I found out that it was a pretty common fault to have these chargers break on these vehicles. And let's just tear apart the charger and verify the components inside it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. The first thing that I did was to remove the service disconnect switch. This one actually sits right underneath this front seat, so you have to physically remove the seat in order to remove the service disconnect switch. But this makes it much safer to work on the car, and yeah, we should start with this. Now we can check out the charger. Okay, so the charger is located in the back seat. I've just flipped down these seats, and it is behind this big black cover, so I'm gonna remove that. So this is what it looks like with the cover removed. Here on the left we have the power inverter thing that I think controls the motor, and here on the right is the actual charger. But the threads on this discussion forum said that you should first inspect the fuse, and behind this cover here there is a small fuse. You can actually see it here in the picture. Yeah, it's right there. That's a, I think it was a 30 amp fuse, but it was intact. So we now know that that's not the issue. But then here on the right we have the actual charger. So let me open that up. Okay, so I removed all the bolts that are here on the outside, and if I flip this one up, ooh, I am met with a terrible smell, and you can actually see scorch marks here on the cover where it got really hot. And if I zoom in here on the components, you can see that it's burnt in some places. So this PCB is definitely damaged. So what I'm gonna do now is to extract this entire thing from the car and put in a replacement, and then we can kind of figure out what went wrong with this one. So let's do that. So I jumped online and I went to my favorite site, brookdale.no, and I found a replacement charger that I purchased. And this charger is actually from a 2015 model instead of this 2011 that the stock is. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it will still work with this older vehicle. The part codes are almost identical, but still, this is a bit of a gamble. But I really don't want to put a really old charger into this, because according to the internet, there's some design flaws with that early charger. So it's not gonna last, that old design. So I really hope that this new design will work. But yeah, we'll see. There we go. It's a bit rusty. one of the drawbacks with this charger design is that it's pretty out in the open and it's exposed to the elements and dirt and etc. But I'm gonna open this cover up and we will inspect if the PCB is similar enough to there and try this. Se om vi får ut den. Okay, like I mentioned before, here is the old version, which had this also this external filter that was sitting on top of it for the AC input. And now here's a dilemma, because here is the new one, and they look quite radically different. Even the measurements are completely different. But what gives me a sliver of hope is that the communication pins, they are exactly the same between the two ones. So I really hope that this newer style charger is backwards compatible. I think we're gonna try to mount it as temporary as possible, because the high voltage lines, they don't match, and also the AC in is a completely different socket and everything. So we're just gonna rig up some temporary testing setup and try to start up the car with this newer one. So fingers crossed. Okay, here's a look at the creation. So in order to adapt this type of high voltage connector into the old style, I'm just using a temporary wire that we have taped together. We're just gonna test it like this before we make some permanent installation. And also this lead here that goes to this connector, we had to make a custom one because it didn't match. So that's the positive terminal for the DC-DC 12 volt output. And the ground is here on the other side, so that's fine. I still need to make an adapter for the AC also for testing, but thankfully this one matches exactly. So now we will throw it in and hook everything up temporarily and yeah, see if it starts. Let's do that. Oops. Nice. Okay, this is looking wild. We now have it installed, and this is just a temporary connection. This will be, if it works, this will be made better, and also this high voltage line also. But I'm feeling pretty good about this. So now I'm gonna put back the service disconnect plug and we'll try starting it. Let's see. Okay, service disconnect plug is put in and 12 volt battery. I actually started the car and the car actually worked. I could drive it forward and backwards. But now I have this super sketchy setup here, just to see this. And I have an old EVSE here plugged into the wall, 16 amps, so that's actually too much. But we'll just try this for a few seconds and see. Oh boy, I am nervous. Let's see if we get some clicking. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is it working? It's working! Charge! Wow! Amazing! Okay, I'm super scared about this connection here, so I'm gonna shut it off and make a permanent one. But we did it! Woo! Guess what? We are charging. I just put the whole inverter in a bit more permanently. I'm gonna show you. This was quite interesting. The old one had this version 110 stamped 2011, and the new charger is stamped V100 from 2014. So it's now confirmed, you can hear the pump quite loud going, that you can replace this with the newer one. And without slow charging, and just to make sure, we're gonna go with fast charging also, so yeah. Okay, this is super exciting. We're gonna try quick charging again. You remember how this went the first time. It failed and said that it could not communicate with the car. So now let's see if this works any better now. Start. What? Well, I guess you can't win them all. The car is slow charging successfully now. It doesn't want to fast charge, and before I went to dive deeper into why, I called the customer and they wanted to keep this on a budget, so they were happy that the car was slow charging and didn't want me to pursue the fast charging because they weren't going to use it. So that's a shame that we didn't get that one figured out, but at least the car is now usable and can continue for many years to come, hopefully. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have one of these old Peugeots or Mitsubishi i-MIEVs, they are the same, then for sure you can retrofit the newer type charger. You just have to get creative with some of the connectors, like the high voltage ones, the DC-DC 12 volt connector, and yeah, the coolant lines are also a bit different. But it's possible. It's not any legendary difficulty level. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm eager to start working on CCS now. A lot of you have asked for that, so yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.